It came to pass many hundreds of years ago that the story of Quasimodo and the lovely Esmeralda unfolded here in Paris. Even in those days, Paris was a great city where the citizens viewed everything strange or unusual with fear and mistrust, and many of them believed in witches and the devil. As throughout time in those days, there were also children who had no parents. Most of these children were secretly brought to the church in the hope that the pious nuns and the monks would take care of them. Also in the morning of the day, where our story begins, the nuns and the monks of Notre Dame, the most beautiful cathedral in Paris, discovered a foundling child in the church. Holy Mary! I don't know much about children, but I am sure that it's a sin to look upon this child.
This, my dear sister, is no child, but a misshapen ape.
It is a horror to behold. It can't be Christian. It should be thrown into the fire, I'm sure.
You're right you are, my sister. It belongs on a great big fire.
What are you so excited about? Make way. I think I'll adopt it and take it with me.
My Claude Frollo, just look at it.
Exactly. That's why, my friend, it'll be interesting to see whether I can teach him to speak and think. Whether he can learn to love and hate. A challenging project.
I've always said that Claude Frollo is a warlock and a spellmeister.
And he wants to become the Abbé of Notre Dame. He'll use this little monster to assist him in his experiments.
The child must be baptized and given a name. I'll call him Quasimodo.
Quasimodo? What does that mean?
Quasimodo? It's Latin and means only more or less.
We have to give Claude Frollo his due. Quasimodo. More or less. A few years later, Claude Frollo became Abbé of Notre Dame. Quasimodo grew rapidly and soon surpassed all the others in size and strength. However, the citizens of Paris couldn't stand Quasimodo. Many insulted him because of the way he looked.
Look, there goes the Abbé and his hunchbacked assistant.
He should lock Quasimodo up in a tower. I don't dare put my foot outside the door at night.
You never know with people like him. And because the insults became more frequent, he hardly left the church anymore. Instead, he soon knew every nook and cranny of his church. He was most fond of the bells. The first time he hung on the bell toll, his face lit up with joy. The bells became his best friend.
You are my favorite, Marie. No, don't be angry, Jacqueline. I love the sound of your high-pitched voice almost as much as Marie. Yeah.
From day to day, the bells of Notre Dame sounded lovelier, so it was no wonder that the Abbé Frollo made Quasimodo the toller of the bells of Notre Dame.
Quasimodo may be a monster, but no one can ring the bells as beautifully as him.
Is it true? He's gone deaf from the noise?
Yes, that's true. But one handicap more or less won't make a difference to him.
It was Marie, the deep bass bell, that had ruptured Quasimodo's eardrum. But as Quasimodo didn't talk to anyone anyway, it wasn't too bad. He could still feel the vibration of the bells, and that was enough to keep him happy. Quasimodo was about 20 when, as every year, At Pentecost, the whole city of Paris turned out into a festival.
Oh, cried the glass of Burgundy, oh, moon, you're divine inside of me. Pour forth from your silver chalice.
Oh, listen to Pierre Gringoire. His verses get worse and worse from feast to feast.
Okay. Maybe you like the next verse better. She lives alone at the bottom of the sea. She is as dumb as you and me. Exactly, you said it yourself. Dumb, that's what you are.
This is intolerable. Let's get out of here. Let's go.
And runs 10 knots per hour.
Citizens of Paris, come ye all here, come ye all here. As highlight of today's festival, vote for the Pope of Fools.
Some amusement at last. This is what I've been waiting for. Do you remember last year, remember? Art is understood by no one here. To earn a sou for them to dear. A poet's luck to die misunderstood. His heirs are the ones who will have it good.
Come on, everyone! Trust yourselves! Stick your head through the hole! The one with the ugliest grimace will be crowned Pope!
It will be Monsieur Dubois. How did his nose manage to get bigger and redder?
Holy Mary! That one's so cross-eyed you get dizzy!
That's the Pope of Fools. I've never seen anything that awful in my life. Terrible, terrible.
We have our Pope of Fools. No one could outdo him.
He didn't grimace. That's his face. Why, that's Quasimodo, the Hunchback of Notredame.
Yes, the Hunchback of Notredame. That hideous ape. He's enough to scare the life out of you.
He's the best Pope of Fools we've ever had. And deaf, too.
Let's show him to the people of Paris. Off to Place Grève.
Here I stand, a lonely soul. My life is empty as my old soup bowl. Oh, so what? Life can't get worse. Off to Place Grève. And new luck, of course. That's it.
By the time the luckless poet Pierre Gringoire reached Place Grève, the Pope of Fools was already forgotten. A lovely young dancer had crowd in her sway.
Beautiful. Oh, if I'd been kissed by such a muse. I never had more to be abused. I dedicate my next poem to her. Who is she? Don't you know her? She's Esmeralda. She came with the gypsies, you know.
She